So, hello everyone. Thank you so much who managed to join us today. First of all, I definitely need to start with some security notice for you. So, as you may know, you are free to disconnect at in case of any air alarms. We are making the recording of this session for you. So in case you are disconnected, you will have the chance to listen to the sessions afterwards via the recording. Take your security very seriously on this point. Definitely, regarding all the issues we have, I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who joined us today. I'm pretty much sure this session will be useful, will be helpful for you in building your career. It is our fourth training session within our program, Fearless Girl program, devoted to career development for women. And now we are seeing on the fourth session that we have a lot of men who are joining the sessions. We are very happy for you because this is your opportunity as well. So please welcome on our sessions as well. We're happy to host you. For those who do not know me, my name is Anna Andina. I'm a director of CFA Society Ukraine, who is the part of the Global Association of Investment Professionals CFA Institute. We have initiated this Fearless Girls program, I think 4 months ago, after the start of the war, to support women in their career development and their professional growth. We have a variety of topics for you to provide more than educational opportunities, trainings and coaches sessions for you to help you with the professional growth in this difficult for Ukraine situation. Today we have a very special session devoted to LinkedIn, how to upgrade your profiles, how to level up your profiles. We received a lot of registration within the Fearless Girls program. It's more like 300 people. And we saw a lot of LinkedIn profiles from quite poor to very, very extended. So I'm sure that this session will help you so much. I wanted to say a huge thank you to our colleagues, our volunteers from Intel Group, and specifically to our today's speaker, Stefano, who joined us to make this session happen, to tell you more, to share his experiences, I believe, as the guru of social media. I definitely want to thank Alexis, the colleague of Stefano from Intel, who connected us, who make this session happen as well. So not to take too much of your time, I want to pass the word to Stefano and invite all of you to pass your questions to chat, and we will make sure your questions are addressed during this session or afterwards. So Stefano, please, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Anna. Thanks for the introduction and welcome everyone. So today it's LinkedIn training, but the agenda is, will include a lot of stuff. Let's say we will discuss very high level, on the impact of social media today, how mobile actually impacted our lives, what's the status of social media today, just to set a bit the scene, understand, what's the background and why are we introduce this discussion, and then we'll start, moving into the topic. So more on the why LinkedIn. It's important for you, why you should maybe update your profiles or check if your profile is actually up to date. What's your online presence? How to use the LinkedIn tool, a network and platform for finding a job, but also for researching for companies that you wanted to apply to or you wanted to learn more from. So I'm Stefano Visaggio, so I'm based in Milan, in Italy, and I work at Intel, so I look after digital marketing. So if you like to connect with me, you'll see here both LinkedIn and Twitter profile handle. So this is not a social media lesson, just to to say, it's not me here sitting here on this side telling you what the magic of LinkedIn and social media world is, but the expectation is that while you will keep focusing on the training, you will also ask questions. You can ask questions during the session. You have the chat, so you can type your questions there. If we will not be able to cover the questions during this session, Anna will collect all of those and will reply back to you next week. If it's too complex, if some topics are, say, Stefano, please stop. What are you saying? Let's say this, and I will repeat. Let's try to be curious and open-minded. So, let's try also to say, to see, how actually you can use what I'm saying in your life and for your career. You can take notes if you want, of course, but you will have the recording later. Uh, I mean, it's a virtual training, so I know that it's easy to get distracted. So if you can just have your mobile on silence mode, for example, or put the electronic gadgets away, will be definitely better. So you have 1 full hour focus on this, because if you are here, you are motivated to follow. Now let's start, briefly with this image. I think that everybody actually, if you go to friends, I see constantly in every. So sometimes I think somebody's posting pictures about their amazing food, or somebody's just texting a friend, and somebody is using mobile also while walking or doing things that they shouldn't do. So this is the, let's say, what can happen actually by using mobile. This is not my favorite one. Why you shouldn't. So but the way we starting use mobile is completely also changing the way we are creating content. So if you think like years ago, we were only able maybe to text. So let's say you are traveling to Paris, you were saying like, wow, Paris is so beautiful. And then there was the mobile phone with a good camera, so you can shoot a picture and post it on social media. Then we had new formats coming, because there was not enough just having a picture. So there was the carousel, and then the video, and then the live video, and then with the augmented reality. So the way we create content and we consume content is like crazy. At the same time, the impact that mobile but also digital has in our lives is also constantly increasing. I mean, more than half of population is actually an active user on social media, and they everybody of them own a mobile devices. When it comes to social media, we see an increasing of usage, but also media users. So this is to say why it's important, but also then why it's important LinkedIn. There are like 800 million people today on LinkedIn. It increased 11% year over year. And I mean, we will learn now together, on how you can use LinkedIn also to find a job for you. And I'm confident that at the end of the session, you will be able to use it if you're not using this today yet. So why it's important? The two platform professional. So on your stats says that every 3 minutes new people are hired on LinkedIn, but this is an entire platform that contains like features, tool that it can help, for example, to expand your network, search for new companies, learn, because there will be, you can read articles, you can also write yourself posts and so on. But why does it matter for you? I mean, having a profile on LinkedIn actually increase the chance for you to get noticed. So there are more than 50 plus million job seekers visiting LinkedIn every week. But this is not a platform only for those that are looking for a job, but is also used actively from a recruiter or hiring managers. Again, it's increase it's constantly increased also in the contents, but also in the usage of the platform itself. So it's important that with an effective profile, you can get the chance to get noticed on a huge number of people that today are registered. And a good profile, a complete profile, could help you to get more chance to get viewed. So these are the stats from given from LinkedIn. I mean, so it's important that you use your profile to build your story, because this is not just, you know, only about you use LinkedIn to find a job, but also job on LinkedIn that can find you. And as we said, you know, it's having a strong LinkedIn profile will help you to basically build strong online presence. So let's see step by step why and what you should do concretely, like, you know, like really training to say, okay, what should they do today? So first thing first, if you do not have a LinkedIn profile, let's open it this today. It's linkedin.com, and then we will see together on how to open profile and what you should do. So step one, add the picture. So it seems something easy, something normal, but many times there are profiles with wrong pictures. We will see later also. I have added some examples, or picture or without a picture. So if you have no picture, you are nobody. So you need to visualize who you are, and you need to upload your real photo. So here there are some stats again. Those that upload their pictures, that get more chance to get connection requests, more profile views, and more messages. Had your industry. So if you are currently working, or you know, or if you are interested into industry, let's add it. Let's add it. So this will basically help you um, to basically connect with others in the same industry. So to start building your network. Write a summary. It seems easy, simple, but there are plenty of profile that has this section empty. But this is like your mini CV. You know, you are saying with words. It's your elevator pitch. You are saying, you know, who you are, what you want to do, what you're going to. I mean, what you want to achieve. What's your passion? We'll see some examples. I'm going very quick, but we'll see concrete example soon. Detail your work experience. It's super important that it's like your paper CV. Like, you know, you never leave this empty section. You need to say, you know, where you work, where you worked in the past. And if you get this up to date with all positions and all your responsibility that you add, you get more chance to get connection requests, messages, and profile views. Add examples of your work. There are a section which is called media. You can add video, you can add pictures. Let's add, for example, let's say that you are videographer. So let's use this as part of your portfolio. You know, let's show, for example, the campaign that you worked on, or let's say if you are, I don't know, organizing events, let's show what was your recent events or one of the best that you have managed before. It's not just about photos. You can also add videos. You can also add presentations here. Had also volunteer experience. I mean, having volunteering experience, I mean, working with the community, giving something to the community is something really appreciated also from the from people that actually view your profile, especially, for example, recruiter or hiring managers. So having those experience here will also help you to increase views. And add skills. We can add up to 50 skills. Um, Recruiter are not using, or hiring manager are not using the LinkedIn as we see. You know, we are they have different profile because they pay basically a subscription for this. And while they are in their backend, you know, while they are searching for somebody, there is a section which is actually skills. You know, for example, you are looking for I don't know, somebody that can use that software, so you will add it, or somebody that's, you know, it's good on management. So if you get the skills, you get more chance to get filtered by the tool and get more chance to get viewed, and maybe also receive messaging for as potential candidates. Ask for recommendation. If you have worked I mean, in a different company, or if you have already working experience and you have colleagues, ex-colleagues, or people that you know that work with you before, let's ask them to write a recommendation for you, and you can do the same. You know, so you'll have all received the recommendation and given recommendation. This is just building the trust on who you are, and telling not just, you know, I'm good, but you have somebody else that actually can confirm that working with you, it was the best experience ever. And again, don't forget to add location. It's important, but when somebody is filtering for profiles, if you have the wrong location, you'll not get chance to get viewed. You can add location on where you live, but also on location where you like to live. So if you're looking for a job outside your country, or not in the city where you're currently living. So for example, I'm living now in Milan, have Milan, but before I was in Brussels, and I update these to Brussels, So it's basically where you live. It also helps, to build the network around that. Add all the education. It's important. If you got any degree, studies, training course, whatever, add it on the sections. If you have any publication, as well as the accomplishments. So how to rock your profile. Now, let's say that you have your profile. Let's open it now. Let's try to open your page and see, let's see together what you have. This is my profile. So first of all, do you have your background image? If not, let's add it one. Okay, but you're not working for a company, or your company does not provide any background image. Fine. Let's add, for example, an image that actually is representing you, is representing your passion, your values, or what you like to do, and how you want to position on the platform. Let's update your pictures. This usually needs to be clear, so you need to be visible and business suitable. So I mean, no bikini, no weird stuff. We'll see things like the don'ts later. Update your role, your current role, and add all the keywords. So for example, this not just, I'm EMEA territorial digital marketing. I also added the brand creative media. I'm growth marketer. There are all the topics that helps, for people that are typing on the search bar to find you easily. This is important for you, the open to. This is quite recent button that LinkedIn added to all profile. Turn it on. When you turn it on, you need to choose that you are open to find a job. And you can also say which industry, what type of roles, and so on. Let's turn it on. This basically will be kind of message for people that are looking for you, that you are open to work, you are open to find a job. And there will be also a banner here appearing on your pictures saying that you are open to work, open to find a job. So it's important because visually will be also visible to everybody. Let's add your summary. You can say about yourself, your current role, your past role, but let's add the summary. I mean, it's about you. Let's say who you are. I mean, I say digital is my passion. It's, it's I always worked with on digital space. So I want to make this very clear here. Let's engage with the community. I mean, LinkedIn is not just about, it's not a CV, you posted something and you forget it. No, you need to stay active. You need to engage with the community. You need to share contents, you need to work and and build community. You need to check maybe groups or research for companies. Include experiences. There is a section, experiences. Have you worked, in companies, let's say, where and what you did? What was your responsibility? And then filling the educations with all the courses, skills, and so on. Again, additional skills or accomplishments, yes, let's do this. We said already, it's super important because it helps also to make your profile to find it more easily on the search results. And if you have no recommendation, let's ask for recommendation, but also give recommendation to your colleagues or friends that have worked with you. And interest and communities. You can also follow communities. You can also follow groups. You can follow hashtags. So let's add what is relevant for you. I think that, for example, if you work on social media space, then social media hashtag will be definitely something that you wanted to follow just to get updates and to connect with those that are of the same interest. So let's try to make sure that your profile is complete also in this part, because this will help also to basically stay up to date, but also to get more chance to get find it. And customizing URL. This is easy. It's possible for everybody. On the bottom, basically after you edit your profile, there is this section, edit URL. Let's edit your name usually, because then you can copy and paste and adding on any other social media or on your CV. So you make it easy for people to find you and click on you instead of having like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 a name on the URL. Your picture is it's your logo. I mean, we say this already, and you know, let's try to be recognizable. So it should be something where you are. It's easy to see you. Let's say also when we mentioned before, it's business suitable means, you know, should be professional. I mean, it's a platform also. We said it's a go-to platform for professionals. So it's not for connecting with friends. So let's try to stay professional and let's choose the best pictures that actually represent you and try to be current. So use the same, more or less the same pictures or same style, you know, on all your profiles. Otherwise, people will not actually understand who you are if they are looking for you on Google. So these pictures, for this example, I mean, it's something that is not recommended usually. You know, there's a guy with beards in a context that is not really business oriented. This one is it's all blurred, it's not clear, you cannot, I mean, it's not recognizable here. This one, also you're not looking at the camera, so I don't know who you are, you have the mic, you know, so it's not the best. So let's try to apply all these micro tips to choose the best picture that represent your profile. Then it's not only about LinkedIn. We will come back now to LinkedIn shortly, but what I wanted to also tell you is, have you got a Google CV? Meaning, do you know what shows up when you Google yourself? And this is super important. This is just an example. If I Google myself, I see, for example, first, it's LinkedIn profile. And it's extremely important that your profile then is up to date. 70% of companies actually, they say that they are looking on social media before hiring somebody or talk with candidates. And around 40% says that they usually do not move forward if these candidates, as the potential candidates, has no online presence. Just because this, maybe it's you know, you don't know people, so, and before meet somebody and then go into the selection, companies also wants to know who you actually are, what they should expect, you know, from your online presence. You know, I mean, it's everything reflected from your writing CV. And to get update, it's important, for example, you can also click and add the alert so you can stay informed when your name appears online. Let's say that, you know, maybe today I mean, it's not super important, but let's say that, you know, you're starting writing from tomorrow, I don't know, articles, or you're starting getting interviewed or whatever. This will be also important for your life. You know, you wanted to know if somebody's mentioning you in contents that could appear online. So let's also add this alert. It's easy. You add your email and you receive, you know, you can also set the frequency, and also you can check basically all relevant topics about you. Then another feature on this one, it's on LinkedIn, that I really suggest you to do it. In case, I mean, now after pandemic, you know, like events are back. So maybe this is not needed for you today, but let's say that in an ideal world, you are going to be invited to a conference, or you wanted to attend events that are relevant for your career, or something that, you know, it's what you wanted to do because to stay up to date. I don't know, social media summit or any other type of event. So when you can also turn on the find nearby. It's a feature which will help you, you know, to basically find all people in proximity. So up to 30 meters that are using LinkedIn app, and they also have the this feature on. This will help you basically to connect easily, so and easily also build a network and send requests for connections. Best practices on content. So again, using LinkedIn, it's important, but I mean, you do not only need to consume content. It's, you know, if you have something to say, if you have, if you want to position yourself as an expert in that matter, it's important that, you know, you share content. So one of the way you can do it is with a video. So in case you are interested also, and it's something you like, it less stressed, because it's one of the easiest way to capture attention. So there are like some of the best practices here on how to build the video. And one of the recommendation is to stay, of course, you know, from 30 to 2 minutes maximum, and always use an hashtag. But there are, in general, also you can also post also pictures or text associated to the content. So let's share consistently. So not share today and then you forget about the platform. Let's start or join conversation. So it's not just a matter that you publish something, but when you consume something, let's also get involved. Let's also share what's your view on the topic that somebody in your network has shared. Let's share content that matters. So I mean, maybe sharing, you know, pictures you I know outside the business context in some places. I know for holidays, just an example, it's not probably matter for the community. Let's mention people. So if you are uh, working with somebody, if you attend an event and I mean, you wanted to mention people. So for example, let's say that today you will post something and say, thanks, Anna, for organizing the training. I learned a lot. And then you mention Anna, and Anna will receive notification, and maybe you get more chance to get liked your post or commented your post and so on. Use hashtags, because hashtags will help also to increase the chance to get viewed on the search results if somebody is using the same hashtags, but also to connect to the same topics, and aggregate topics around the hashtags. Also include a photo or video. What you should share, it's up to you. It depends on your situation. It depends on your current situation, what will be your future situations. But you can share why, for example, you are proud to work for your company now. So something about culture, something about leadership, something that value your network. So maybe you wanted to share how your productivity tips or your career pieces. You can also share about your colleagues' posts, or I don't know, new campaign happen in the market that you lead it, or anything that you are proud of. But if you share, let's be consistent. So find kind of frequency that work for you, you know, so it could be once per week, but let's try to be consistent. Let's try to engage with others. If somebody is commenting, let's answer. Let's maybe reshare other contents that you basically agree, or let's share the same post but giving your view. So you're adding something to the topic. And try to stay relevant. You know, I don't know, big news or I mean, I mentioned here product launches, whatever is relevant for what you are currently doing. You are again a videographer. There is a new tool that you discovered. That's definitely a topic that you maybe want to share with the community. And I think one thing that could help you, it's a LinkedIn canvas. So you can go on the website here and download it for yourself. I mean, having kind of mm, nice profile, it's difficult. I mean, you need to spend time on this, you know, and you need to do you need to do this right, you know, you need, because this is just representing you. You need to know why you are maybe on LinkedIn, and why you want to write a post or an article. You need to know what you want to post and what you want to tell to the community. you want to know, or maybe realizing to who you want to talk to, who will be your audience. So this is a tool that you can download and then print it, and then you need, yourself, it's kind of an exercise. You need to spend some time to answer those questions. And while you're answering to all of those, you'll basically clarify yourself why you are on LinkedIn, how you want to position yourself, who you, I mean, who is the target that you wanted to communicate it to, which will also help on how to build your network. So this is extremely important. It's something that I suggested, and this is not like an exercise that you do once and then finish. It's something that you need to keep on your table and maybe constantly reviewing and say, okay, now, because it changed, maybe change something on your career, or because maybe you change objectives. Understand what you want to communicate, what you can do. It's extremely important because it helps to build a credible profile, a profile that can be perfect, also for searching for a job and then get the chance to get hired. But let's see, or now we can search for a job on LinkedIn. So to search for a job on LinkedIn, there is a tab. It's called Jobs, and then you can go here, and then you already have some recommended jobs for you. You have some suggested jobs research that you can add. This is usually linked to your. It's basically on your profile or some search history that you add. And then here you have my jobs, all jobs that you saved, or job alerts. We'll see in the next second, in a second, what you can actually do. So as soon as you go on jobs, then you go on search by title, skill, or company, and you can starting write down, for example, digital marketing and location. What you will see is a list of company that are looking for people. Basically, they need people, and this is just an example. You have, first thing first, you'll have like a summary. So for example, this one, it's a full-time job in Milan. The company, it's a big company. There are already almost 300 applicants. So there are people that already applied, and how many skills actually match with your profile. Again, why it's important then to have your skills up to date. And remember, you can add more, up to 50 skills. Then you have here basically all the list of, on the left, all the list of companies and job. And then as soon as you click on those, you will see the details. So you can scroll, and then you can also see what about the company, and then you'll have also the possibility to set alerts. So as you can see, it's basically this button I highlighted here, and basically you receive notification as soon as a new jobs offer is posted on LinkedIn based on your criteria. So in this case, all digital marketing in Milan. How to apply for a job? There are two ways of doing this. One is, you see this apply, and there is an external link icon, which will basically, as soon as you click here, this will drive to the company web pages. So you basically go on the official website, and then you need to type in and then fill in all the forms, attach your CV and so on. There are other companies that are choosing to the easy apply functionality. This is much easier. As soon as it's highlighted here, you'll see on the results, and then when you click, you also see a blue button. If you click on this easy apply, it's everything almost pre-built based on your profile information. That's why before starting search for a job or apply for any job, let's get your profile up to date. Should be perfect, because then with easy apply, you can already have all your information on the form. You just need to confirm basically your email, telephone number, and then go next, and apply. It's super easy. So you have two options. In the same way you search people, you can also search companies. And many companies have the company page. So follow a page increase basically the chance for you to get noticed and then finally hired from a company. So when you, let's say, for example, I looked for Microsoft, I wrote Microsoft, I saw the company page. On the company page, you will see, for example, this is an hybrid workplace. Typical time on site is flexible. You can also go on jobs and you'll see all the jobs open, for example, here on the screenshot. So for example, here it says Microsoft has all these job openings. Find one for you. So if you already have in mind a company, let's search for this, because this probably matter a lot for what you like to do. And it's super easy instead of going randomly looking for something, because there are millions of job posted every day. And if you do not remember everything we said before, that's fine. You will have time for doing this, but 3 recommendations. 1, test and try all functionalities and then decide what actually matters for you. So you are, maybe not everyone is here probably also only to find a job. Maybe you already got a job, but you are here because you wanted to understand more, or how you can use LinkedIn maybe to connect with peers and then build your network. And maybe, grow in your career, or you're here for finding a job. So let's test all the options and then let's understand what you wanted to do. You can do also more than this. You can find a job while you are growing your network and try to maybe learn more from experts. Let's improve your profile today. Let's not do this tomorrow. After the call, let's open it and say, okay, what should I do? Is it okay, my profile? Should I update something? Make an habit of logging in regularly. If you're doing this today, updating your profile and then try maybe, some of the features and functionality, fine, but you need to do this regularly. So let's try to create a reminder for you to say, okay, I need to go on LinkedIn today and see it. I mean, finding a job is a job. You need to go there regularly and say, okay, let me maybe adding new keywords to my profile so I get more chance to get noticed. Let's try maybe to add a new alert for a job that I would like to apply to, or maybe to companies that I'm actually considering because it's my dream working for them. Download the app because this makes a lot of easy. This is connected with what we said at the beginning. It's all mobile world, mobile. But then at the end, if you have a mobile, let's download the LinkedIn app. It's much easier. It's quick. You can get it on your pocket all the time you need it. And let's also turn on notifications based on your needs, but let's turn it on. So basically you will get known when something happened. If somebody basically replied to your post, if you get new alerts or job openings according to the alerts that you set. So all of this, I mean, it's 3, let's say, macro or micro recommendation, but they are super important just to make sure that your profile gets always up to date. And this was all for today. I mean, it was super fast just because I wanted to leave time. I think we have some times, yes, for questions. So because I wanted the session to be also interactive somehow. And so I don't know, Anna, if there is any questions in the chat.
We have the only one, but I think it's very important to clarify that.
Yes.
Because during the conversation, we received the question from Olga, is it also applied to internships? All the information you are putting, is it necessary if you're finding not the real job, but in internships, if you have, for example, no working experience or you have just graduated from the university, you have the section education and that's all. How important LinkedIn is for those who are just at the start of their career?
It's important because it's like starting building, your CV, your paper CV, written CV. So it's the same stuff. It's something that happened actually in digital. So if you do not have a lot of, or any working experience so far, you can still use it to be, and you will enhance basically what you have learned at school or university or any other courses that you got. So basically all the education, it's extremely important. At the same time, you can also find internship on LinkedIn, because there are plenty of companies that are also looking for entry-level roles, if we want to say this. So you can definitely do this today, and start immediately to build your profile. So you'll enjoy, because I mean, it's different. It's not just, knocking at the door and then hope that somebody will actually ask you questions or wanted to talk with you. It's more like having plenty of doors that you can open every time you need based on your interest. So it's more you that you go and looking for what is basically your passion, what is the company that you like the most, or what is basically probably the products that you wanted maybe to I don't know, you are a marketeer and you say, okay, I love that product. I definitely wanted to work for that company because it will be my dream, to maybe be in the automotive industry. So it's also you that you can have the chance to choose, and you have access to many jobs offers that can, you can see them matching with your needs. So if you not have any profile today, let's open it today. Don't get don't get disappointed by the fact that you maybe today, you will not have all the working experience there. This is good also when you start your career. You don't need to be a director before you open the profile. So start today, and then good luck also.
Thank you so much, Stefano. While we are waiting for several other questions, I will go to other side of this question. For those who are very experienced, quite experienced, how deep should be the LinkedIn profile? Definitely, we could say everything on the LinkedIn. Is it required? Is it, for example, useful to have all the up to 50 skills that you are having? Just because I believe when the recruiters are finding you, like Googling you, they have the limited time to search for your profiles and to look through. How deep should be the profiles?
Yes.
How many information to put there?
Good question. It's you to decide on how you want you to position. So my recommendation is, let's put what is most relevant for you. So for example, you're already experienced, you changed, I don't know, you worked already in 4 corporates. Let's only add, maybe only the last 3, 4 experiences, and not just going through, your first internship, 20 years ago. This doesn't matter anymore because you already established, your career, because you're already an expert in your role. So it's maybe probably much better that you focus on the most important ones and the most relevant also for the job that you're looking for. Let's say you wanted to position yourself as you wanted to change the job, or you wanted to confirm that what you would like to do, but you wanted to grow. Let's also focus on that. Let's shape the profile based on what's your final objectives. That's why also the LinkedIn canvas, I think that will help you a lot, in a way where you can actually writing down. That's why also recommendation is to print and writing down. That's the best exercise, because then you will need to say, okay, how do I want to position? What do I want it to do? Who I am? And then all of this is actually, it's question that we think we know, but when we see this asked to us, we get like, okay. And then when you get all the information, let's try to only edit those that actually matter for you in that moment for that objective. So again, 10 job experience, let's only add the latest one, or so in terms of timing, or maybe only those that matter, because maybe in the middle, if you have done something only for 6 months in a different role, actually maybe it's something that you don't want actually to stress and to highlight. So let only add those that you that actually are important for your objective.
Thank you. We have the question from Maria. I'll try to address it. If I'm wrong, Maria, just help me with the addressing. Are there any search or email requirements? It can be just the surname and name, or something. I believe it's like when you're searching for the LinkedIn profiles. Name.
You can, no, when you search, so when you have the search bar, you can search for people. So you can add the name or surname, you can add or you can add the company, you can add the job role, and then from there you can filter maybe by location. So you're looking for Stefano marketing, you will have plenty of me appearing. And maybe you will say, okay, let me filter by location or by company, because I know that I'm looking for somebody, but I don't know the full name, but I know that this person work at this company, and I know that he's based in this city or in this country. So let's also use all the filter options to narrow down the search result and make sure that you will have what you are actually looking for. So there are no emails requirements to this. Yeah.
Okay. Good. The other question definitely is about the LinkedIn profile background.
Yes.
The options on the LinkedIn profile background, in case your company doesn't have any specific backgrounds useful for you.
Yes. So I would say, let's go on Google. Let's look for pictures that are royalty free. So those that that you can use for free, they're available for everyone. And I will say, for example, let's find something that can be aligned to your objectives or the way you wanted to position, or your actually industry or the role that you like to have. So for example, again, you are a videographer, maybe you will find the pictures about, or you will have your own pictures. So you basically have your own pictures representing yourself, your values, on how you wanted to position on the platforms. Or you maybe had, I don't know, the camera shooting, and then you'll have in your background. You can also choose to have flat colors, and then on the flat background, maybe all blue or all, I don't know, you choose your color palette, you will add it one flat colors, and then you will have your, for example, a message. You will say, I'm available to work, or digital is my passion. You can basically customize the background as you want. But again, let's stay close to your interest, your real interest, and how you want to be seen from people, because this is also a matter to build credibility. So I will, for example, unless you're working on the travel industry, I mean, if you do this, okay. But otherwise, in other cases, I will not recommend it, for example, to add, I don't know, images of holidays or this type of stuff, because it could be in contrast. For example, if you are saying that you are like a digital marketer in the automotive industry, I will add then maybe a car, or something that visually can be representing your profile. That's the purpose of having the background.
Is it important to have a background?
It's important. It gives the idea that your profile is complete and clean.
Perfect. Good. We have I suppose the excellent questions from Tatiana. Should profiles in different languages be maintained in the same way, or should they be adapted to suit local communities? And from my side, how to make the profiles in different languages the best way?
Yeah, I will say it depends on what you are and where you would like to work or find a job. If you are, let's say, more looking for an international role, or you wanted to move from your country, recommendation is to build a profile in English. It's understandable for everybody. It's also easy when you're going to have the easy apply function, because then it basically automatically populated the your applications with the information that you have in your profile. So if you have those information in English, then it's it's really a match on your application. So it's easy. But if you are only wanted to build and your interest is to stay in the country, I don't know, you work for, or you would like to work for a company that has local presence only, you have no aspiration to go outside or to build network with externals. So I would say, why spend time on building in English? If you feel confident also writing in your local language, let's do it. But I will say, ideally, let's have it at least, the English option, because this helps you also to see, I mean, to be easily findable, because, also for the hashtags, for the keywords, and so on.
Perfect. While we're waiting more questions from the audience, question from myself. We're not like recruiters. Sometimes we have like extended profiles, quite good. But we have this section of our private sections, which called analytics. What this analytics means for those who are just like starting, they're having the profiles. If sometimes you are not finding, if you are not looking for a job, but you're having this profile just to be more, I don't know, like sufficient to the audience you're working with. What analytics means for us?
On LinkedIn, you can also have the possibility to subscribe to different profile to different model. So for example, you have the premium, which will unlock you a lot of the analytics that you can usually not having the access on the freemium model, which means, for example, when you go on LinkedIn, you wanted to check the notification that you get, and then basically the stats are about, for example, how many people visited your profile, the message that you have received, and if you have any engagement on your contents. That could be shares, likes, or comments. But if you buy the premium, you can also unlock certain data. For example, you will know people that looked for your profile, but you'll know exactly their profile name, everything. This won't be generic, people from that industry, but there will be Anna from this company looked for you, open your profile. And then you will also unlock a lot of other options on the jobs. So for example, you will know in details the number of applicants, but it's split by countries or cities that applied for the same jobs. Or you also can unlock more informations about the job itself, that are the information that usually are not available to everybody. But I will say that for your usage, it's fine to get the LinkedIn free profile, so you don't need to buy a subscription today. You can unlock, you can see and you can use all functionalities. You have, let's say, you will not know exactly who has visited your profile in all details, but I mean, probably it's not important for you at this stage. What you should look at is maybe, since LinkedIn is not about, it's not an online CV. This I wanted to make clear, not, as we said, it's not something that you build, you post, and then you forget it. It's something that you need to remain active on the platform. So on remaining active, one of the metrics that I will, for example, recommend you to look and to monitor is, if you're posting something, do you have people engage with your content? Because this probably will be the kind of feedback for you, that you're posting something that is relevant, that you are giving and sharing your point of view, that you are giving and sharing your expertise with the community, so others will feel and find benefit for them. But also, let's try to have your own let's say KPI, you know, your own objectives. And so, for example, regularly, say every week I will connect, I
Mhm.
will check, and I will also comment, post, or engage with others, colleagues, or community, or people in my community, just to build my network. Having a strong network is important. As we said also before, having somebody that's writing you a recommendation, it's kind of uh, credibility that you are building online, because you have somebody that is a professional that says that it was good to work with you. So all of this is extremely important. Let's focus on what actually matters. Don't only look at numbers, but look also at the quality of things that you are posting, and you will see results, I think, soon.
So I think two quick questions. First, about recommendations, because sometimes we are putting the LinkedIn profile as an online CV, just I don't know, like updated this 10 years ago, and then just appeared that we need to find a job. And unfortunately for our audience, sometimes it is the case, just because you were working in the company and everything were okay, and then the situation in the country changed crucially. You could not like live your ordinary life. So sometimes you are trying to get these recommendations at one point. What is the reaction if you have the, for example, all the recommendations, like, okay, 10 in 1 month, in 2 weeks? Is it the problem or it doesn't matter?
No, no. And you can also decide if you wanted to show the recommendation or not. So, you know, you receive basically a notification. You can also decide that some of the recommendation do not want to show it now, or you want it only to have those that are the most recent one or connected to, because basically when somebody is giving you recommendation, you need to say what level of the connection was with you. So it could be, I worked with Anna, we worked in the same company, I worked directly in the same group, I worked only with a project. So there are like some options. So maybe you wanted only to show those that are from this company because it was the latest experiences, and you don't mind actually to the other. So you can decide maybe to remove some, but you can also decide to have all of them at the same time, no matter. The more you have, the better. The more are positive, the better, of course.
Perfect. And I believe probably the last questions before we are finishing. Um, like in the bullet points, what are the difference between the LinkedIn profile and your CV? All the information from the CV should be put it on the LinkedIn profile.
Yes and no. The good stuff, for example, we talked about yeah, the difference is about this is also visual. It's a lot of visual. So the beauty of using LinkedIn and the differences from your written CV on paper is that you can also add, for example, videos, photos, or presentations. This is basically complete your profile and adding information, or you can also share your portfolio of projects, of materials that you have created, of activities that you lead it. So I think this is the biggest difference. It's something that you cannot show on a paper, but something you can show online. And having maybe a video, or that it's about, you know, an event that you have organized, or a campaign that you built, or a product that you have created, is something much more impactful of reading pages of written CV. So that's why you know, as we said before, you know, is that important, the background? It's something that completes your profile. So yes, it's better to have it because it's you know, it's a uniform, the way you appear online. It's a more connected with your interests. So you know, from basically, you know, first impression is what matters the most. If you're, as soon as people are looking for your profile and they will see, you know, this profile that is well curated, it's all updated, it's with all the highlights and it's active, this definitely matter. And especially, you know, and more, it matter more and more if you, for example, are applying. I don't know how many of you, for example, are on the digital side, but of course, this is kind of, let's say, mandatory. You know, you couldn't not be there. It's I mean, again, it's about, have you got a Google CV? Let's Google yourself. It's a real story, you know. Have you never tried, you know, to maybe look for your name and what shows up? Because what shows up is what people will see. And if you have no result, if you are not appearing, you know, somebody says, you know, if you are not on Google, you are nowhere. I mean, it's important when somebody wanted to know who you are. Maybe what's your LinkedIn profile, you know, to check, you know, what was your job, because you just applied for an offer. So and again, on paper, you can also leverage your Google CV, which means that, for example, having the customizing URL, you can also adding that one on your CV, paper CV, where basically you have also your link, so people can also maybe decide it. They know what, you know, will be the reference, you know, to look for your online presence, because they already know where to look at. So you already have the link there. So why not?
Thank you so much, Stefano. I believe we are like running out of time. I would like to thank you so much for joining us today for useful
Thank you.
session. I would like to thank our audience for joining us, disregardless all the situation that we have. Thank you so much, everyone, joining our like upcoming session. We will have the gorgeous session next week about the OKR, which is like fixing your goals and career, including and personal as well. So joining us next week, we will send you all the details shortly. Thank you so much. Have a safe day today, and update your LinkedIn profile and Google yourself. Do not forget about this. Thank you so much, and see you later.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.